What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today in this video we are going to be talking about dash cams, more specifically the Garmin dash cams. And the reason why you would need or want a dash cam is for security reasons. For an example, if you're in a parking lot or if you're at home, at your apartment complex or at your friend's house or anywhere, and you're parked outside, obviously if you have stuff mounted to your truck like we do, people are going to be looking at it. So you would want something like this to prevent theft or just accidents on the road and stuff like that. So the reason why we chose Garmin is because they actually have a really high resolution camera, and it actually has an app that you can download onto your phone, and you can actually download the clips directly from your phone without ever having to take the memory card out of the actual camera. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. In front of me here, I have probably the most up-to-date cameras. Today, I have the Garmin Mini, the 46, the 56, and the 66W. Not sure if you can see it in the camera, but that's the four that we have. And then there's actually one more. There is the Tandem, which has a front and back camera to record interior and exterior. So we're going to talk about all of them. I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible. We're going to first talk about the Mini. It is the smallest of all of them. All the other ones are exactly the same size as far as dimensions. So the Mini is super small, super discreet, and I think it's the most affordable. So if you want something that's small, discreet, this is going to be the one. But this one does not have GPS and a couple other features that the others will have. And then also, some people use this one in conjunction with another one of these because they can record the front windshield and then the back as well. So you can record front and back with the Mini. So you can use them paired up with another one. Next, we're going to talk about the 46. So the 46, the 56, the 66W, and the Tandem all have the same square rectangular size. On the back though, it does have a screen, that way you can see what you're selecting, and I believe on some of them, or if not all of them, you can actually view a live view. They also have the same leg, and why that's important is I'll tell you that later. But this, along with the Mini, the 56, will all have 1080p and will all have the same lens, which is a 140 degree lens. So it's a pretty wide lens. You can see pretty much everything. The 46 along with the 56 and 66W will also have front collision warning. It will have lane departure warning, and it will have GPS as well. All of them will also have a built-in microphone, so you can voice prompt it to record or take a picture or pretty much anything. So that's pretty cool. Next, we're going to be talking about the 56. The 56 along with the 66W will both be shooting in 1440 resolution. So definitely higher quality than the last two. And with this one, along with the 66W and the Tandem, will also shoot in HDR. HDR enhances the color and everything, so the image looks a lot better. Next, we're going to be talking about the 66W. Again, looks the same as the 56 and 46. The only big difference that this one has over the other two is that it does shoot with a 180 degree lens versus a 140 on the last three. So that's the big difference with this one. It still has the same features as the 56 and the 46. And then the last camera we're going to be talking about is the Tandem. The Tandem has the front and a back camera, so it allows you to shoot inside the vehicle and outside the vehicle. This, just like the 66W, will have the 180 degree lens on it for both the front and the back camera. Obviously, with that back camera, you won't have a display, but the majority of time you won't be looking at this to be selecting the menu anyways. You'll be most likely selecting it on your phone, so it's not as important. This one will be the only one that actually comes with an SD card, but if you're like me, you will be probably putting a bigger memory card in it anyways, just to allow you to record longer before it deletes the oldest video. So with all of these cameras, you can run up to a 512 gigabyte memory card, which is massive. But if you want to record and pretty much save video footage from like way back, you know, back when, having that big memory card will allow you to do that. A couple more things we're going to talk about before getting this installed in the truck is the parking mode cable. Parking mode cable allows you to run any of the cameras while the vehicle is not on. So all of them will come with a dual USB port with a long and a short cable. That way you can either run it just from your USB up to the camera, or you can run from the USB, hide it all the way up to the camera, or you can get one of these which allows you to hide it all the way up to your camera, the wires, and then have it running when the vehicle's off or on. That's a big must for me, so I'm going to recommend that to everyone. The very last thing we're going to talk about is this little guy right here. This here is a GoPro mount / Garmin mount. So this here is going to allow 3rd gen Tacoma owners like myself to use the GoPro mount that comes inside the Tacoma from factory. And this is going to allow you to pretty much clip it in and then snap in your camera like this, and then mount it to your GoPro mount just like that. And the angle that we have it is already perfect, so that way it pretty much allows you the maximum view outside and inside. And it does have this little stopper on it, so it won't allow you to it won't allow it to shift when you guys are off-road as well. So that's the cool part about that. And it's super solid, so it's not going anywhere. So with that being said, let's jump in to the install. So the camera we are gonna be installing is gonna be the Tandem. We like this one just because we don't have to run a second camera like the Mini for the back. So this is super convenient. It is a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it to us. So the camera will come with the magnet piece, which is that little metal piece right there, already attached to it. But you can just take it off, and then you can stick it onto your windshield wherever you want it. Garmin actually wants you to have it directly underneath the mirror, pretty much right in the middle right there. And then you can just take the camera and then just put it on the top of that, and it'll just grab. And then you can fine tune it and adjust it for the right angle. But having it right there isn't as desirable. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount it right up there to the Garmin, well, the GoPro mount, using that little arm that we showed you. So to use this, we are gonna be pulling the arm off of the Garmin. So to do that, you can just pull it up just like that, and it comes right out. And then so it'll just look like that with a little ball hole. You can grab the GoPro / Garmin mount and just pop it right on in there. I want to show you guys real quick actually. There's a little square head on there, and what that is for you guys who like to off-road pretty hard, and you don't want the camera to move. So that is basically a stopper, so that way you install this on here, it won't go anywhere. So pop that in there. Once it's seated, let me see if I can show you. It will be pretty flush to the top of that camera, and then this angle here will be perfectly straight with the ground and leveled. That way it's the perfect angle. You don't have to adjust it. You still have the side-to-side adjustment capability, but you won't need to adjust it as far as up and down, because this location is the best, and I'll show you that when we actually have it mounted up top. So slide that in there and it'll clip into place, and then like that you're good to go. So next we will show you how to connect the parking mode cable to this to allow it to run even when you're parked and the vehicle is not running. When you get this from Running for Tacos, we'll go ahead and put these on for you guys so you guys don't have to do this part. And the only thing you will have to do is just add the fuse that you take out of the fuse box and plug it in here, and that's it. So we did that part for you guys. The black one will already come with a terminal end, that way you can just put it on the ground, but we'll show you guys how to do that. If you guys did get this cable from somewhere else though, you can go ahead and just get 2 out of fuses from pretty much any parts store, some heat shrink, and crimp those 2 together, and you'll basically have what we have here. Once you have the added fuses installed, this is what it'll look like. So the red one will be on P outlet number 1, which is a 15 amp fuse, and then the yellow one will be connected to the hazard fuse, which is also a 15 amp. Next, we're going to be popping off this lower kick panel here. You can just pull it straight towards the inside, and what we're going to do is we're just going to feed the black wire right behind there, and then we're going to run it up along this weather stripping on the door. Once we get to about here, we're going to hop over to the plastic into the inside. Once we're right here, we'll go ahead and run it along the inside of that, and then up here we'll just tuck it right underneath the headliner all the way over to the dash cam. And then once we're over here, we can go ahead and plug it in. And then if you have any excess wire, you can go ahead and tuck it up further underneath the headliner. If you have one of these plastic pry tools, it can come in handy, as well as pushing the wires up underneath the headliner. This is what it'll look like once you have it tucked away nice underneath the headliner there, and we just have just enough slack just in case we need to rotate the camera left or right. Next, what we did here is we zip tied the cables together, and what we're going to do is we're just going to tuck that right behind that kicker panel. That way it's out of the way and it's hidden. So just pull that back a little bit, feed it either over the top or the back side. And then once it's all back there, you can just clip it back in, and you won't even be able to tell. Once you are all done, this is what it'll look like. So if you see the little red dot and the red ring, it's currently recording right now just because I walked right in front of it. And once that doesn't detect any more motion, it'll go ahead and stop recording. But it is still on. That's what that blinking light means. And then once something passes it in front, it'll record once again. So what we're going to do now is we'll take a drive. We'll show you guys the video feed from that camera. That way you guys can see the angle, what it looks like, the video quality, and all that stuff. So let's go. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys liked it, give us a thumbs up for the video. If you guys have any comments, go ahead and put that down below. We will have the link to the Garmin, the mount, and everything down below in the description if you guys wanted to pick one up yourself. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.